I'm Ryan.
I'm Aaron.
And together we are
Functionally illiterate.
That's right. We can read functionally even.
Sometimes.
Yeah. We can read faster than we can talk about these chapters.
Oh my gosh.
So, today we are discussing 12 Months, the latest installment of the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. We are talking about chapters 9 through 12 today. We've gone through 2 months at this point.
Or at least several.
July, August, and I think we started September.
Yeah, and we get through, in the 4 chapters, I think it goes through October.
We get to the start of October in these chapters.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. Let's get in it. Let's get in it. Let's do it. How the winter night parlayed with the king of the Svartalfs. So this was a cool chapter. Hey, hang on a second. As is tradition, when the characters drink, I drink.
It's going to turn you into an alcoholic.
There's not a lot of drinking.
Ooh,
wow, this is strong. Oh! So, for all of you at home, I am drinking, Jack Daniels and Coke. This is a can of Tennessee whiskey mixed with Coca-Cola vanilla. 7%. It's strong.
As strong as Bear the Valkyrie?
Oh. I don't think any beer is as strong as Bear the Valkyrie. Okay, so in this chapter, like, it pretty much starts with him going to talk to her, right? I think there's like a little bit at the beginning with Bear.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because we get to see how old Bear is.
Yeah, that was interesting.
She predates Christ.
But she said subjectively she's older than that.
Sure.
She said...
Well, there's some Valkyrie, like,
linear
time magic shit.
Not so linear time stuff. Probably, I imagine that time passes differently in Valhalla.
Yeah. But so apparently, Bear grew up in ancient Sparta.
Yeah. Saw the crucifixion. And he asked her about it too. He was like, Jesus. She's like, that's the one.
What was it like? And she said,
Sad.
Smelly, sad. Yeah, I didn't know the guy, but his friends seemed like life kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And she humbled Dresden a little bit in this chapter because he was like, man, my life sucks. And she's like, there are periods of time that have sucked more than this. And
yeah,
he's like,
she described some cities and how bad it was, like, for some of these cities. And, like, by the standards of history, the Battle of Chicago was a mild one. And I loved just how quickly he retorted. He was like, it didn't feel very fucking mild at the time. And she was like, hey, don't take that tone with me. And he's like, oh yeah? And she's like, oh, yeah. I think it's interesting how these conversations are going, right? Because Bear seems to be of the impression like, look, you're on the right path to healing. You're doing well.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Well, I mean, there are very few things in this series that remind us how young Harry is.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there talking to someone who is literally a millennia old.
Or more.
Or more.
Probably more. I get the impression she's like at least 2,500 years old.
Maybe.
At least.
She's like, oh, you're cute.
You're cute.
You know what I mean? Like, none of this is real.
Mm-hmm. She does pivot a little bit, and she's like, look, I get it. You know, loss is never easy. And she talks about how he doesn't sleep much, how sometimes she hears him talking to himself, sometimes it's laughter. And she's like, that's good. And he's like, that's my business. So then they're watching, like, kids playing basketball, and, like, Fitz is, like, running that. And then she's like, so what was she like? And then he fucking walks away immediately. He's like, nope, we're not talking about Murphy. We're not doing it. Nope. Mm-mm. cut to the meeting with King Etri.
Which I thought went well,
Yeah,
considering.
yeah. Like, they don't want to be enemies, but
No.
Etri's not going to back down. Understandably.
Mhm.
You know, someone close to him was murdered.
And I mean, and to an extent, Dresden really liked the guy too.
Yeah.
That got killed.
Yeah. They
don't
got
remember his
along
name.
pretty well. Like, they would get together and, like, have dinner, and the kids would play.
Mhm.
And Thomas killed him.
Yep.
For understandable reasons. But Etri's like, look, I have no way of verifying what you're saying is true. Like, and Dresden's just like, trust me, it's true, believe me. Like, I thought it was interesting when he's like, listen, there are mitigating factors. And the guy's like, explain. And he's like, there is a spirit I will not name that works toward chaos and conflict who can possess anyone and cause them to act against their will. And Etri's like, nope, I don't believe you. I know what you're talking about. First of all, he knows what Harry's talking about.
Oh, everybody knows who Nemesis is.
Everyone.
Not everyone. Any of the bigwigs know who Nemesis is.
Right. And so he's like, I know what you're talking about, and we would have sensed its presence. That presence was not in Thomas. And he's like, no, I'm not talking about Thomas. That spirit possessed his woman who was pregnant with his unborn child and threatened their lives if he did not do what he did. And Etri's like, prove it. And so now Harry is in a position where he has to find proof or give up Thomas or go to war with the Svartalfs, which will be a very swift and decided war because Harry ain't surviving that.
Well, not just Harry. Bear even says later that Asgard, in the height of its power, didn't want to fuck with that shit.
She said at the end of this chapter, when Asgard was strong, they wouldn't go to war with the Svartalfs. There are always more of them than you think. They always have something unexpected in store, and they don't know how to quit. Remember that war is a craft too. One Eye learned much from them. That's fucking scary. Harry ain't winning.
No, they taught Odin how to wage war. Which is insane, by the way.
And so he knows, given that, Mab would totally throw him to the wolves if there was no other option.
Not even a second thought.
Not even.
There are so many things that they literally have to resolve by the end of this book. What are we up to now? He has to prove that Nemesis controlled Justine.
He has to prove that Nemesis is or had controlled Justine at the time that Thomas did the deed.
Yeah.
And he has to resolve this within a year. You made the comment when you were reading, fuck, another 1 year deadline. And here's the fucked thing about this deadline that I thought of when you said that, but I wanted to save it. The deadline of Thomas being taken is literally the day before or the day of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 1 year deadline he was given to marry Laura, like, that was within a week of the battle.
Yeah.
So not only does he have to figure this out within a week of him marrying Laura, he's just not gonna. It's just not gonna happen. He's fucked.
He's
so fucked.
This book is gonna turn out to be a fucking roller coaster. There's so much that has to be resolved.
So much.
He's got to fucking figure out Etri and Laura and God.
I mean, not just those two things alone.
Yeah. Jim, what are you doing to us?
What do you...
Jim, what are you doing to us?
He's writing a good story.
We need to get Jim on this podcast.
Won't happen.
We could ask.
Won't happen. That'd be cool. Won't happen. This is just a book club, man. What do you mean? We don't get cool people on here. We get my friends.
I'm fucking amazing, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
The coolest.
absolutely.
Chapter 10. How the Special Investigations Unit asked Harry for help with Chicago's ghoul problem. So this is a chapter in, I'd say, 2 parts. The first part is a conversation and training with Fitz, and the second part is a conversation with Stallings of the SI unit.
The bit with Fitz was my favorite part.
I think that's understandable, right? Because it's rehashing a lot of stuff that we know, but through a new way. He's telling Fitz a lot of things about how magic works that he would explain to the audience whenever it came up.
Yeah.
But now it's through a natural conversation. So that's refreshing.
Well, and it's that, and it's some of the stuff that he told Molly too.
Yeah.
When she was his apprentice. But the thing is that Fitz's talents are more in line with Harry's.
Very much so. Yeah. I would argue that, like, if he had a specialty, it would be ectomancy for sure.
Oh, not ectomancy, like evocation.
You think evocation is going to become his specialty?
I mean, that's more in line.
I don't know. I feel like
Harry's specialty isn't evocation.
What is his?
Thaumaturgy.
I don't know. I feel like Fitz's specialty must be ectomancy simply because that was where his powers first began.
Sure, but his first actual manifestation of magic beyond ectomancy was fucking...
It was fire.
So
Yeah.
he said an Urukai thing.
Yeah.
Which sounds a lot like one of those things with the crazy spears.
What is an Urukai anyway?
Oh my god.
What?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's why.
So Urukai were the
They
advanced elite orcs.
They were okay.
With the top knot, that's the things that killed Boromir.
Listen, in case you didn't know, Aaron / audience, I have one blind spot in fantasy, and that is Lord of the Rings. I don't give a fuck.
Did you watch the films at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were very long. They were very, very long.
I'm gonna rip out your pubes one by one.
Dude, don't you fucking dare. Those are my pubes.
Just
no. Stay away.
Urukai.
Okay.
The Urukai were these big, dark-skinned, massive orcs.
Okay, so he saw a Fomor with a spear.
No, not a Fomor. If you remember Battleground, the things that him and River Shoulders jumped off the roof to go fight.
I don't remember. Oh, the Octokongs?
No, not Octokongs.
No, I don't know them.
The Pack Hunter things, where you killed one and then the power got absorbed into one and it made it bigger.
My memory is failing me.
Very beginning of Battleground.
Yeah, my memory is failing me. That's okay, though. He fought one of those things with a fireball.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. And Fitz, in this moment, the scene is they are making something for Fitz to practice his magic with. And they're discussing this problem with Etri. And so Fitz, because he's ignorant, he's asking questions that maybe someone else that was more knowledgeable wouldn't ask. But they're good questions for someone that's ignorant to ask, right? He's like, hey, why don't you, ask an angel for help? And he's like, well, the angels are pretty limited in what they can do. Okay, why don't you ask something from hell then? And he's like, well, they only trade in names, and they have almost all of my names. If I give them another one, it'll be... Did he make a Blair Witch reference? What did he say?
Don't want to go all Linda Blair.
Don't want to go all Linda Blair.
I don't get that reference.
I don't either.
Should we look that one up?
Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Linda Blair is an actress.
Okay. Was she in a spooky movie?
Yes. She was in 3 of the Exorcist films.
Ah, yeah. He doesn't want to get possessed. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes more sense.
So then, after that, they've got the thing set up, and Fitz wants to throw a fireball at it, and Harry gives him lots of reasons why it's bad to deal with fire inside, even if it's a castle.
And Fitz uses a surprising amount of clarity and brain work here.
Yeah. He's like, okay, too dry for water. Earth or force? And he's like, earth is hard. I still struggle with earth.
I'm gonna laugh if this kid's like, major element is earth magic.
Yeah.
Because each wizard has a specialty, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they seem to.
Ramirez is water magic.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of cool. I wish we would see more of that.
More water magic.
Well, just different kinds of magic. Because Harry's all like, fire and force, bitches.
Yeah.
And that's like all we get.
Yeah. It's accurate. Water, I feel like he struggles with just because it's a grounding force. Like, I still wonder about water magic. Like, how the hell, if water is supposed to be this grounding force for magic, how the hell are you supposed to manipulate it?
I don't fucking know.
That's
but Ramirez
what I
is
mean.
throwing fucking disintegration beams, and I'm like, Harry, why don't you do that shit? That sounds cool. You know how many fights you've done where disintegrating something would have come in handy?
I mean, yeah. Anyway.
And if fucking Ramirez can do it, like, you should be able to.
The thing I find interesting here is that he makes a reference to Fitz reading his McCoy. And it's like, okay, cool. Harry has texts from his mentor that he's making Fitz read. I like that. That's interesting.
It's one of the first books Harry read.
Yeah.
Elementary Magic is the first book that every apprentice reads.
And McCoy wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
They talk about this early in Molly's apprenticeship. Or thereabouts.
Okay. And Fitz picked a word for his force magic.
Forza.
Forza. Which is pretty close to Forzare.
Well, he says that.
Yeah.
Italian kind of learned from Latin, but it's not old as shit.
But then he corrects himself and he says, as hell. Because in order to strengthen his mental fortitude, he has made Fitz stop swearing.
I mean, it's funny.
It is funny. I'm sure there's lots of different ways to do that, but making someone stop swearing in order to strengthen their adaptability, I think is interesting.
I mean, if the kid's got a big potty mouth, why not, right?
Sure.
I love how Harry tailors his teaching styles to the person.
Mm-hmm.
Because Molly was all about the beads, right?
Yeah.
Like, move the beads, move the fucking beads, then you can do shit.
Well, she wasn't very good at evocation, so that makes sense for her.
Then he's like, okay, well, your mental training task is not swearing.
And meditating.
Yeah. And it's very, I love the way that Harry teaches people.
Yeah.
Molly was using her powers way, way longer than this kid was.
True. And she was using it in, dark ways. Without meaning to.
Sure.
Without realizing.
And I mean, this kid burned something to death. He could very easily use his stuff for evil.
Yeah.
But he's already had some training, quote unquote.
Yeah. To a degree. From Mort.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he's not exactly the most talented.
No, but I mean, in ectomancy, he's the best.
Around.
Yeah.
There's not much competition there.
That's true, but I mean, even Harry begrudgingly admits that in his prime, Mort was very good.
Yeah, he does.
Because it's a talent that Harry doesn't really have.
So then this gets interrupted by Bear saying, hey, there's police that want to talk to you.
Oh, one last thing on the magic thing.
Yeah.
And this is something that Harry has never discussed before.
What's that?
Use of force magic.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put out an equal amount of force behind you.
Yeah, because he said the first time that he used force magic, he flew backwards into a chain link fence, and it left marks so deep you could play tic-tac-toe on his back.
Which is really interesting because he throws force around all the time, and I don't remember him ever saying this.
He always talks about the laws of force whenever...
Or laws of physics.
That's what I mean. Whenever he talks about, like, using force magic or, like, tripping like a giant or something. He's always going into, like, equal and opposite reaction.
Sure.
It makes sense that if you're chucking a ton of force out in front of you, that you would want to have an equal amount of force chucked behind you so you don't go flying backwards.
It makes sense. It's just interesting that he hasn't mentioned it specifically before.
It's true. He has not mentioned that specifically. You would think that it would have come up.
Yeah.
So we get this scene transition to these 4 officers in the Great Hall. Bear was considerate enough to not make them wait out on the street. I mean, really, we're just talking to Stallings.
Yeah.
The other 3 were people that had to come with him because it is currently Chicago police policy to have police travel in groups because they've lost, how many people?
100.
100? That's pretty wild. In 2 months, they lost 100 cops. It tells you how dire things are that this isn't like breaking news.
Yeah. And so this is our first reference to something in the law.
Yeah. Remind me.
Heebie Jeebies.
Heebie Jeebies.
The nerve toxin.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because Stallings here talks about how, like, if anyone makes any kind of reference to reality and what's actually happening, they get diagnosed with the Heebie Jeebies and they have to, like, go to counseling until they stop hallucinating.
Yep.
In other words, shut the fuck up.
Yep. Which came up in the law. That's how they explained all of the people seeing supernatural shit.
It's
the Heebie-Jeebies.
were exposed to a toxin that gave them the Heebie-Jeebies, which is fucking stupid.
But that's what Dresden says, is that everybody believes stupid shit.
Yeah.
Because that's gotta be easier than knowing that ghouls and werewolves and shit exist.
I mean, if you didn't personally experience it, it makes sense that you'd want to deny that those things exist.
Right.
The people of Chicago know better.
Oh, no, even people in Chicago.
Well, in the beginning of this book, in like chapter 2, Harry says, like, you know, the government is saying it was terrorists, but everybody in Chicago that was there that saw it happen, they know better.
Well,
they know the government's full of shit.
Well, I mean, so specifically in the law,
Yeah.
there are Chicago residents talking about. You remember that? You read the book. Remember that skis bag that he went to go interrogate?
That dude.
And he sees Dresden like throw something with magic, and he's like, "This can't be real. That's the Heebie-Jeebies. I got the Heebie-Jeebies," and then he runs away. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like even people who were around that kind of stuff and know who the guy is.
Yeah. The little things like this, I think, are interesting. Like when people go to Harry and are like, "Hey, so you know, this shit's going on." So he's talking about how, like, the National Guard can only do so much because the governor has to approve the National Guard coming in, and the governor wants to pretend like everything's fine, everything's normal, so no, we're not sending more guardsmen.
Well, yeah, in a perfect world, the governor calls in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Not like a president or something.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. But we're not talking about real life. We're not talking about how fucked things are in real life. We're talking about how fucked things are in this fantasy world.
That's the first thing I thought of. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because he's like, yeah, the governor has to approve that. I'm like, oh yeah,
the governor.
This is what happens in a normal society.
I mean, it doesn't change that the big head honcho in charge is pretending like everything's fine.
Oh no, that's normal shit too.
Totally. So, but the thing that Stallings came to Harry about was the fact that lots of people are disappearing in the middle of the night. We've lost like 1,000 people in a month. And so Harry immediately is like, ghouls. He just knows. He knows it's ghouls. And that guy fucking hates ghouls. And I don't blame him. After that whole Boomtown thing, fuck ghouls. All my homies hate ghouls.
I mean, you see two, like, literal, like, kids get eaten to death.
Yeah. Fucked up.
And what's the first thing he does? He's like, let's invite a ghoul to my house.
It's not the first thing he does. It's like a month later when that happens. Or at least the following month.
Oh, I guess that is the next chapter. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I like how he's like, okay, so here's what you do. Here's what you do. You tell them to avoid the Heebie-Jeebie problem. You tell them that it's a cult on PCP and HBGB. He's like, yeah, that's not...
Heebie-Jeebie.
Yeah.
No, literally. HBGB. This episode is not brought to you by White Castle, because nobody wants the runs while recording.
Oh, man, I went to White Castle one time. It was like 11 p.m. I'm pretty sure they were shutting down early. Julia was taking me home from rehearsal for Mousetrap at the time. And, man, it was like, genuinely,
So you know how White Castle sells their sliders at Walmart?
Yeah.
My meal would have been better if I had just gone to Walmart, bought them, and made them myself. It was so bad. Like, they threw that shit in the microwave and called it good, man.
Oh, that's how it always tastes.
It was garbage. Who the fuck would go there?
Listen, sometimes you need to eat trash.
The only
But, like,
reason
there's-
I could think that you would want to eat trash is so it makes other food taste better. Is that why?
Maybe.
There's like tiers of trash too. Like if you're just wanting like a really fast burger or whatever, like there are tiers. And White Castle, I feel like, is not even on the tier. Like it's not even on the pyramid.
Do you know how White Castle makes their meat?
I don't want to know.
I don't think I do.
Would love to know.
Oh
no.
boy.
So it's
I'm just gonna
spread
shut
out
my
in a
ears.
sheet pan and steamed.
Ew. What?
And then that's why they're square, because they just take little square cutouts of the meat and they throw it on the little sliders. It's just a steamed cardboard of meat.
That's disgusting and pathetic. Why
That's-
does White Castle still exist? Why did Harold and Kumar want to go there?
They were stoned and hungry.
Well, there were better places on the way. They were at a campus at one point. They could have just gotten campus food. That would have been better.
Like a Sbarro's.
Uh-huh.
They're on every campus.
I thought it was Sparrows.
Sbarro's?
Whatever. We're
I don't know, man. It's SB. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Whatever. We're losing the thread.
Sb-
As you can tell, we don't have sponsors, but we would like some. So if you have sponsor money that you'd like to throw our way, insert your ad here. If you don't have sponsor money, as many of us are likely not to have, you can support the show in other ways. You can like, follow, subscribe, whatever the appropriate button is for you to get notified about this show because you like this show. You can sign up for the Patreon. We have 2 tiers now. We have your functional reader tier, so you can skip the mid-break, and then you have the executive reader tier, $13 a month, and you get to listen to the episodes as I finish editing them. You could also pitch a one-time donation our way via PayPal. Links in the episode description. Also, share your favorite episodes with your friends. Engage in the comments. We would like this to be a community. We're a book club, and you're part of the book club. You're listening. So, talk to us. Let us know what you think. Okay, back to the show.
HBGB is Heebie Jeebies.
That's the short name for it. That's the nerve toxin.
Oh, okay.
So the ghouls are saying all sorts of crazy shit, and they're like, "Oh, that's a Heebie." They got Heebie Jeebies, but they're also on PCP, which makes them super strong.
And he's like, yeah, but that's not going to keep uniforms from getting torn to pieces. And he's like, that's the PCP angle. Make them use shotguns. He's like, I don't know, man. I love that Harry's like, I'm just one guy. And Stallings is like, bullshit. I think it's important for Harry to remember that just because he's one person doesn't mean he can't do something.
He's one guy that is a fucking walking, squadron.
And he has many favors that he can turn in.
Oh, it's not even that. Harry can literally, when he decides to sling around power, he's a fucking army unto himself.
Sure.
For 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's got to get everything done all at once. Otherwise, he's fucked.
Unless he brings back the belt.
The belt?
The bear belt.
The werewolf belt?
No. Not the werewolf belt. The bear belt.
The one that magnified his strength? That he only wore that one time?
Yep.
He's never bringing that thing back. I don't know why, but he's not bringing that thing back.
Butcher actually addressed that.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
When? And why?
It was in a Reddit Q&A.
Okay, listen. I've said this once before, but I'm saying it for the first time on air. I don't give a fuck about the word of Jim.
No. Because I read this one personally,
Uh-huh.
and he gave a reason why the bear belt isn't coming back.
Okay. Why's that?
Side effects.
Such as?
So when he used the belt, it gave him all sorts of power, but then the fallout almost burned magic out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a harder side effect.
But he didn't explain this in a book?
I mean, he explained the side effect, and then we never saw it again.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the side effect.
I don't remember when this happened, man.
Oh, fuck. When was the belt? Book 8?
Book 5?
I don't think it was 5.
I don't know, man. I barely remember this belt. Harry's always trying out new stuff that never comes back.
I think it was around White Knight.
Maybe. Anyways, getting back to this right now, though, I like that Harry is, again, he's basically being kind of like a king a little bit. He's, people are coming to him with problems, and he's like, all right, I'll see what I can do. And the chapter ends here with him just being kind of like, hey, when's the last time you ate? And Stallings is like, what's food? And he's like, okay, go to the kitchen, get some meat and potatoes in you. Which, by the way, probably my favorite thing to eat when I'm starving is meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes is a wonderful meal.
It combines so well. You get all your protein and you get all your carbs. Chapter 11. How Harry had a heart-to-heart with Michael over the grill. I liked this chapter. This was a much-needed chapter.
Yeah.
You made a prediction that this story was going to be much more character-driven, like much more personal, much more about what's going on in Harry's head.
Mm-hmm.
And this is proof of that. This is your prediction verified.
They got Harry and Michael together in the same room.
Yeah.
Whenever Michael's involved, it becomes introspective and spiritual.
Yeah. So we're in September, and apparently there had been fires in Canada, so like at night when the sun sets, they just have like an orange horizon to the north.
That's kind of odd.
Just kind of sets the stage. Bear has started teaching the Knights of the Bean and other residents of the castle pancration, which is an ancient Greek style of martial arts that basically amounts to boxing plus wrestling plus kicking plus the dirtiest fighting tricks of human history. Everybody's getting the shit kicked out of it.
Yeah, it was a precursor to MMA.
Have you heard of pancration?
I had to look it up.
But
I looked it up. So pancration was the sport of choice for the Olympic Games, the original Olympic Games.
Ah.
Or at least their wrestling form of it, right?
Sure.
Many people consider it an early precursor to MMA.
And there's more drinking in this chapter.
So Ryan's drinking more.
Man, this shit's strong. Yeah, they're just kind of, they're doing a barbecue thing, right? They're learning this ancient Greek style of fighting, and Harry and Michael are cooking burgers and dogs.
And we get the first reference. This officially takes place after the law.
Run me through this.
Okay.
How does this officially take place after the law? Is it this reference to him taking on a spirit bear or something?
Yep.
Was there a spirit bear in the law?
Yep.
Man, how do I not remember this?
Yeah, because there was he met the law firm that's attacking this tutoring service. Because the tutoring service was run by the lady who came and asked Dresden for help. And then the Fey lawyer that he got is helping him. But he goes to the office of the people who are attacking these people. And this chick summons a spirit bear out of a skull that was in his office.
Okay.
And the spirit bear comes and attacks him.
And so the only reference he makes to it, because Michael asks him, he's like, they think you're getting better, don't they? And he said, I'm functioning better. I handled a case for this tutoring service. There was an evil hag and a spirit bear and explosions and everything.
And there was all of that.
All of that.
Because Harry blew up a car.
Okay, so the law takes place in late August, early September, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, at least now we know. That totally shot over my head because I'll be honest, I only read the law once and I don't remember it.
Yeah, I went through it twice, so I don't remember a ton of it, but I remember that. Now, you heard me. As soon as I read this, I was like, ha! There it is!
Yeah, I did hear you say that, and I had no idea.
And then I asked you which chapter you're in, and you were like, I'm still in chapter 10. I'm like, fuck, I can't say anything then.
Well, you shouldn't say anything anyways when we're reading, because we're talking about it on air.
You know what, Ryan?
What?
Sometimes I can't help myself.
Yeah, well,
I get so excited.
Sure.
But anyway, so yeah, this part here, this conversation officially happens post-law.
I think this was a pretty good conversation for them to have in this specific moment, right? Like in time for Harry, because this is, 3 months? Hold on. So June was when Battleground happened.
Is it?
Now, yes, because the first chapter of this book would have been August, because it took place 3 weeks after. And then, July. And then the first reference we get to what month it is when it's August, which is a few chapters after the beginning chapters. So those first few chapters, I think, would have been in July. And so Battleground would have been June. Now we're into September.
Okay.
I think it's good that this conversation is happening now, and specifically with Michael, because Michael's the best person to talk to when you're having problems.
Michael's the best person.
I mean, he probably could have done better with Molly, but that's not all on him.
To play devil's advocate,
Yeah.
Charity could have done better with Molly.
Yeah.
Michael was great with Molly when he was there.
Yeah. He was a little bit busy.
The dude's a Knight of the Cross. He's got shit to do. I very fully understand why he was, quote-unquote, an absentee dad.
Yeah.
But he wasn't as absent as other fathers.
Like a certain wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is probably the one big thing with Harry that I just don't get. I don't think your personal state of mind matters that much, dude, in comparison to Maggie. Like, you really do need to spend more time with your daughter.
He thinks that his presence draws trouble, which he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but also, as he's pointed out many times, there are angels fucking guarding the Carpenter house. It's fine. Go pay your daughter a visit every week.
Which he begrudgingly admits to.
He begrudgingly admits to. He has trouble getting through his own personal shit, not realizing, hey, maybe spending time with your daughter is good for you, too.
I think something that really helped Harry in this chapter was his talk with Mr. Jimenez.
But he prefers...
Marius.
Yes. He just, like, the chapter kind of ends with him just coming up and thanking him for everything that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it was really interesting when he was like, it took time for me to get the words, which sounds about right when your primary language is not English.
Spanish.
Well, yeah, of course. But, I mean, I think this would have been true for anyone that spoke a different language,
sure.
Right? Like, finding time to get the words. Thank you. You did not have to do this. And Harry's like, yeah, I did.
And then he says something that is oft repeated. He looks at Michael and he's like, hey, this is a good man.
Yeah.
And Michael's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
He makes a point of mentioning in the novel where it's like something loosened in my stomach and he's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And Harry's like, he's barely been eating, he's barely sleeping, and he's like, I'm hungry. It healed him a little bit there.
I really liked when he was like just laying out all of the problems that he was having, but Michael didn't give a shit about any of that. Like, he's like, literally, I feel like it's worth quoting. Michael's like, try me. And he's like, okay. And he's flipping a burger with every single bullet point. He's like, Vampire Queen is threatening to be nice to me. My boss wants me to sleep with her and turn myself into a junkie. King Etri wants me to do the impossible or he hounds me to death. Thomas is dying and won't save himself unless he can do it with a clear conscience. Justine and her baby are still missing. The Black Court has the remains of my friends and is using them for God knows what. The White Council thinks I'm Voldemort and I'm doing stuff to make them sure of it if I get caught. SI wants me to help them stop ghouls from taking about 30 people a night. There's probably more that I'm forgetting. And Michael's just like, that's what's happening. I want you to tell me what's wrong. And I think that that is such an important distinction because all the shit that's happening, that's nothing new. There's always shit happening.
Yeah.
But never before has Harry been laid so low, right? He doesn't sleep. He's not really confident about his ability to perform magic right now. The Winter Mantle is really getting to him right now. His arm from that holy wound he has still isn't healing.
Or not healing well, anyway.
He says, what he says is, this stupid burn on my arm hasn't healed. He has nightmares about setting people on fire. And of course, he can't stop thinking about Murphy dying.
He hit this sort of bottom out after Susan died.
Yes.
The problem is that so much happened after Susan died, he barely got time to, like, ruminate on it.
I mean, he literally died.
Right. Right. So Susan died, he's wallowing in his pity, and
as soon as he came back to life, he had to, like, get all of his strength back.
There was the night stuff, there was everything. And now he's just sort of sitting in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's such a drastic difference. If Harry had just had to sit in his grief after Susan died,
you think he'd be in the same spot now?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Except he would have been better because he would have had better support. After Susan died, he would have had Murphy, he would have had Molly, he would have had Michael, he would have had Thomas, he would have had such a great support system. And who the fuck does he have now?
He's got Michael.
He's got old disabled Michael.
Well, I mean, you can still talk to old disabled Michael.
Right, but no, Michael can't help him go punch his problems.
True. And Molly can't help him go punch his problems, and Murphy's dead, and
Thomas is a crystal sickle.
And the only thing that Thomas will talk about is Justine if he does want to go pay Thomas a visit.
Right.
It's not great.
And he can't even keep Thomas awake very long to talk to him because his hunger will start killing him again.
Yup. It's pretty dire. But I like how this chapter ends because it leads right into the next one. He tells Will to go find Carter the Chase. And I love this because Will's just like, who's that? And he's like, King of the Ghouls, more or less. Tell him that he's gonna have a talk with me. He's not asking, he's telling. He's like, go tell the King Ghoul that he's gonna come talk to me. Right now. Chapter 12. How Harry invited the Lord of Ghouls to his castle and declared the city of Chicago off limits to his kind. So I think it's safe to say that this is your favorite chapter
Thus far.
Well, go on.
Well, I mean, you heard what I said immediately after I finished reading the chapter, right?
We're like, finally! Yeah!
Yeah, there's the Harry I know.
There's the Harry I know.
Like, this is the first time in this book we get a glimpse of old Harry.
Yeah.
Like, no nonsense. I'm a shove my foot in your ass. It's the wizard way, Harry.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we got a little bit of that when Carlos showed up. Like, he was very clear. He was like, listen, if you're going to visit me, you're going to do it politely. You're going to announce that you're coming, and then you're going to knock, and then we'll chat, and then you'll go. Mm-hmm. We're not doing any of this you showing up uninvited bullshit. We're not doing that.
No.
But I take your point. This is the first time so far in this book that we've seen him, like, actually properly, fully assert himself and make very clear what he wants is gonna happen.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy comes in, and Carter is smart. He's very clear. He's like, I want you to establish guest right now before I do anything else. He's like, please be my guest. I think it's interesting that he can look a ghoul in the eyes and not trigger a soul gaze. Like, I thought what he had to say about that was interesting. That Carter is basically like an intelligent thing.
Well, they are. They're basically intelligent undead.
Yeah. And I love how he lays down the law. He's straight up. He's like, listen, you guys have clear passage to get out of Chicago by sunrise. We're done. Because Carter's being a fucking ass about it. He's like, people are dying. He's like, oh, that's a shame. It's unfortunate. That is.
Can we take a moment to talk about Bear's gun?
You mean that big ass fucking, I don't know what it is? Yeah, that thing looks awesome. Sounds awesome. And I love that Harry was like, hey, can we try this thing out? And she's like, not here.
Not inside.
Not inside. We need to go to an outdoor range.
But it's a single shot lever action thing that fires rounds the size of a Red Bull can.
Like, yeah, I love, he was like, what does this thing shoot? Tank shells? Like, he's worried that if he shot it, it would tear off his arm. Bear's like, you're a big guy. You'd probably be fine.
Which means, technically speaking, so it's bigger than a 50 cal.
Mm-hmm. You really want to know what this thing is.
I do. I'm so fucking curious about it. So,
It's 4-bore, lever action, and he describes rounds in it the size of...
oh,
A
nope,
can
I
of
found
Red
it. It's a
Bull.
4-bore rifle.
Oh, so that's just what it is, a 4-bore rifle.
Yeah.
What's that thing look like? Jesus Christ, those shells are huge.
That's about the size of a Red Bull can, right?
Oh my god. She pointed one of those things at Carter the Chase. That was wild.
Yeah, that's fucking massive. That's an elephant gun.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna watch a video of how that thing shoots later, by the way.
It's short, it's sweet, it's brief. Carter is there for all of 3 minutes. Harry's like, listen, we're done with this. Ghouls are no longer allowed in Chicago. Get them out of here. If they're still here tomorrow, it's death on sight.
Well, what something that's very interesting to me is that LaChase is like, so is this an official declaration of war between Winter and the ghouls?
He's like, nah, just me. Just me. I'm going to war against you. And yeah, sure, I have a ton of favors I could call in, and he lists them off. But I don't think I need them. I think I got this.
Well, and he lists his accomplishments. He's like, just think about who put a Titan in a bottle,
Where that bottle is.
who's got the lid on the bottle,
Where's the Eye of Valor?
what
Where's
happened to the Red Court
lately?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are they?
Just all of these things, and that does make it makes LaChase like balk a little bit.
And then he talks about all the favors that he could cash in if he wanted to.
Marcone,
For instance,
Odin, like all of these different things.
the Wild Hunt, the Winter Court, some people in the White Council.
Ramirez would go ghoul hunting with him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, maybe.
Ramirez hates ghouls almost as much as he does.
Sure. Yeah. Now, rewinding a little bit, because we totally glossed over the beginning of this chapter before Carter showed up, right? It's a conversation between Harry and Bear. Bear is convincing Harry that he should really go visit his daughter more.
Which we touched on a little bit.
He got a little bit, his hackles raised a little bit. He's like, I don't like it when people tell me how my daughter should be raised. And she's like, I'm not talking about your daughter, dummy. I'm talking about you.
Mhm.
She's good for you. Go spend time with her. And he's remembering like what it was like when he went to go visit most recently. Bear went with. And Maggie, of course, wanted to be next to him, be holding his hand, be in his lap. Like, she needs her fucking dad, man. Like, I don't get this issue. Like, I can't relate to this issue. Be with your fucking kid.
We didn't touch on it, but last chapter, Michael says something that breaks Harry a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He says Maggie leaves a little candle in her window.
So you can find your way if you decide to come visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, Harry's like, something broke in my chest. And I'm just like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. Go fucking be with your daughter. Like,
And get your fucking dog back.
he doesn't even think of Mouse as his dog anymore. Did you catch that? He thinks of Mouse as his daughter's dog.
You know, fuck that. Mouse is mouse. Get mouse back. You're throwing away your whole support system. You need a dog, bud.
Yeah.
When things are at their lowest, what's the best thing to do? Cuddle a dog.
Cuddle a dog.
Ryan, you can attest to that.
I love cuddling my dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
My dogs are great.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does Harry need?
A dog.
Puppy cuddles.
He needs puppy cuddles.
Puppy
Now
cuddles.
it's ain't a puppy anymore.
He's a big puppy.
So, predictions for next episode. Do you imagine these next 4 chapters are going to be a brief little powwow with the ghouls? Maybe that's what October's about. Harry goes
Maybe.
to war with ghouls.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. There's so much shit that I said this at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
So much shit has to resolve itself.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jim's gonna do it.
Well, we're only 12 chapters in. We've got 40...
And he keeps adding more shit,
We've
Ryan.
got 43 more chapters to go.
And he keeps, instead of, I don't know, resolving stuff, he just keeps adding more to the pile.
Well, I mean, that's kind of Butcher's MO. Like, he doesn't stop piling shit on until about halfway through the book, and we're not halfway yet.
I know. How many fucking pages are in this thing?
I don't know, man.
Okay, the Kindle version has 465 pages.
Whatever the...
We are 95 pages in.
That might also have to do with, like, size of your phone, because my ebook version is 473 pages, which, by the way, I'm annoyed about, and I'm hoping my physical copy shows up tomorrow. I'm hoping, but we'll see.
Yours can't be. That's odd. Oh, is it size of the phone? But no, if I change my text size, it doesn't change the page numbers.
I don't know, man. Whatever. Anyways, unless you've got anything else, I think we're going to wrap up this episode. Next week, we're going to be talking about chapters 13 through 16. Month of October. Maybe November. We'll see. We're getting there.
Spooky season.
Spooky season. Yeah, I really hope that there's, like, some decent time invested in Halloween, because Harry seemed apprehensive when Mort came to visit him back in chapter 5 about Halloween. So I hope we get a decent amount of time dedicated to whatever shit goes down.
If they gloss over Halloween, I might throw shit.
All right. Catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.